Okay, so the scene starts off with April O'Neil trying to get any information she can about the Foot Clan. They done pulled up to New York out of nowhere, started terrorizing the whole city. Only place left untouched is Kaiser Nat's old crib. The rats started to fight back, but so far her investigation is not going well at all. First of all, guys are trying to gatekeep information, like they just got asked where their shirt is from. And second, she has a real GOB to get to as a news reporter. They got her doing the craziest things on live television. Now what I want to know is where Buddy got his teaching license from. Over here instructing him to do 10 sets of straight tomfoolery. So they finished the news and Vern over here is trying to shoot his shot, asking April to have dinner with him. This right here is the perfect representation of people saying they're shocking this summer. Gang, you're a clownfish. You have absolutely 0 XP trying to fight the boss. What are you doing? Never practice these shots in their life, just chucking it up hoping it goes in. But we then fast forward a bit. April calls back Buddy from the docks and for some reason he's over here tweaking, asking how she even got his number. If Megan Fox ever called me trying to ask questions, bro, I'm all ears. I'm trying to go crazy. But he then tells her to go back to the docks. One of his buddies are there and he'll answer any questions. So she bikes all the way to the docks, but the Foot Clan is already there hitting a lick. They done saw what them kids did at the school and said they can one up them. I don't even think that's possible. Guys were out here stealing whole toilets. How do you even get that out of school without anyone seeing you? Done pulled a whole heist. April then pulls out her phone to record, but the lighting is too low. It ain't picking up anything. So she gon' climb the fence to get a closer look. This journalism stuff may be important, but bro, pulling up to a whole lick to get a closer look is insane work. This the horror movie's villain dream victim. She gon' hear a noise in the woods and go inside to check. Gang, for what? But randomly, one of the Foot Clan soldiers gets hit by straight air and the rest of them are out here getting hit with stealth takedowns. And whoever's doing this has absolutely no regard for human life, throwing a whole containment unit at them. Done gave Buddy over here a 50-inch vert. So after seeing their buddies get done like the first couple people going against the gorilla, the Foot Clan immediately decide to retreat. April then peeps this new vigilante, pulls out her phone to give bro the coldest IG pic, but he's already gone. So she pulls up to one of the containment units that he was throwing around like nothing and peeps a piece of writing on them in Japanese. Buddy done watched one anime, started purposely saying stuff in Japanese pretending it was an accident. Get a load of this guy. April then leaves and pulls up to work the next day trying to tell everyone about what she saw, but this just got her looking crazy, talking about some.
You know why black people run away when we laugh? Because we weren't allowed to laugh on those plantations.
She really stood up, thinking we were about to agree with her. So after being absolutely humiliated in front of everyone, we then cut to the man himself, Shredder, tied up. Not gonna lie, I thought this was Heisenberg from the back. They both got the same type of head shape, but turns out the reason he's tied up is cause he's training. We break his whole hand with a block and break the other one with his chin. Got Buddy going outside right now. This a whole open goal and he's practically skying it straight out the stadium. He then hits a heel kick to the stomach and another one straight to the face. They have to fight this man immediately. Not even coming close to landing a hit is insane. Shredder then unties himself and asks Karai what happened at the docks last night, and she just starts glazing the hell out of these vigilantes, seeing that they were out there doing their soldiers like Spider-Man. But Shredder tells Karai to smoke them by any means necessary. She should even use civilians if needed.
Hey, what do you say fuck me for?
We then fast forward to a scientist by the name of Sax giving a speech to the city, and he gon' start dissing the Foot Clan. Gotta be careful what you say, they're basically the Rock Nation, they do not play. So he finishes his diss track. April pulls up on him and turns out her father used to work with Sax but died in a terrible fire at the lab. April and Sax catch up, Sax leaves and we fast forward to April and Vern in the company V, and out of nowhere a bunch of people start running out the subway like someone started blasting KSI's music down there. And yet again, April acts like the average white person in any horror movie, immediately getting out the V to go check it out. She runs into the subway and just look at the determination on this guy's face. Running with an absolute mission. Heard that Queso was about to start jumping in the area, had to leave with immediate effect. April then peeps two guards with AKs, hops the barriers and gets caught within 2 seconds. Ain't upgraded her stealth attribute one time. I don't know what she thought was about to happen. happen. So she gets taken down to the station and the Foot Clan done taking a bunch of civilians hostage. I thought Buddy was joking when he said use randoms, he was being dead serious. They even placing whole ass bombs just to lure these vigilantes. So they put April next to this random and she gon' pull out her phone to record. Got Buddy over here in straight disbelief telling her not to, but he done forgot the cameraman never dies. Karai them peeps her and they start to hit the put the phone down. This is for my safety. Karai pulls out the pole, but out of nowhere the train starts to pull up. The lights switch off and she gets hit with the most disrespectful shoulder check I've ever seen. Bear in mind she's a normal human, got hit so hard she done broke the wall tiles on impact. Do the turtles have a no kill rule or what? Cause the way they be throwing niggas around, you would think they were straight up trying to murder guys. One of them even throws a guard into a moving train with a smile on his face. They over here giggling while doing guys with what Omni-Man did to Mark. Just look at this 10-piece combo he's hitting Buddy over here with. These Foot Clan soldiers ain't know the job came with fighting giant turtles, would've never signed the contract. But after straight up molly whopping the Foot Clan soldiers, the vigilantes leave. Everyone runs out the subway, but April's got plans of her own, pulling up to the stairs of the building, climbing it, and she can hear the vigilantes talking about the fight and they over here geeking, but not even about the fact they won. They geeking about how hard they punched the guards and how their faces splattered across the concrete.
Wow, man. Damn.
April then makes it to the top of the building, takes a picture of them and they start hitting the mannequin challenge from 2016. She then tries to dip but they go yank her back up and one of them go land in front of her talking like he's trying to force the morning voice. And April gon' look down to see that Buddy only has 2 toes, exact replica of LeBron's feet. But the camera pans up and we see that Buddy's a whole turtle and someone in the back is completely freaked out, saying she's so hot I can feel my shell tightening. Absolutely zero composure. Guys get around the huzz and start saying the craziest things. Bro, act like you've been here before. But another turtle jumps off the water tower telling Raph to back off and tells April to hand over the phone. She backs up but another turtle gon' pull up behind her. He takes off the mask and bro, is that Mbappe? The football salary of 31 million wasn't enough. He said hold on, let me get my acting back. And after seeing Buddy's face, April just straight up faints and she gon' wake up to Donnie all in her face trying to see if she's okay. Bro, back up, you ain't brushed your teeth one time since you were born, just spreading hot breath everywhere. April then gets up asking them what they are and they see they're Ninja Mutant Turtles teenagers. They tried to hit the in-movie title job, they really thought they ate with this.
Here, Ninja Mutant Turtle teenagers.
They think if April backed the phone saying that they wiped everything, they could have just, you know, deleted the one photo. She gon' have to go back home and ask her friends to send her all her old pictures, and you know how long that takes. Leo then tells her not to tell anyone about them, otherwise they will find her. And if I was her, I wouldn't tell a single person. You saw what they were doing in that subway. So the squad then dip out, April takes one more picture, and I ain't gonna lie, this scene right here is absolute peak. They jump into the sewers, Mikey's over here looking like Tony Hawk and the rest of them are running like pro Olympians. But they all get stuck in one whole pause and Mikey lets one rip. He's the only one facing the other way, don't put the squad through straight torture. But we then cut back to April and she's over here tweaking, saying that she's heard them names before, throwing out everything from her wardrobe. She picks up one of the boxes, dumps everything out, starts looking through the books and peeps the symbol that was on the containment unit earlier. She then starts to look through an old camera and peeps that her dad and Sax were experimenting on a rat and 4 turtles. I don't know where they got the turtles from, but this is New York. They done picked up a rat from the street. I feel bad for bro, he was on the way to the party at Kaiser Nat's crib just to get picked up and experimented on. And after realizing that she was actually the one that took care of these animals and they were her pets, April starts getting all geeked, just spewing the whole thing to her roommate, got her over here shook, asking her mum to move back home. The turtles then make it back back to their crib in the sewers, and they're trying to do this in stealth mode. Master Splinter ain't know they went out, but Mikey over here is just selling the whole play, making hella noise. They all start shushing each other like a bunch of little kids, and Master Splinter gon' pull up behind them. They hitting the he's right behind me, isn't he? He trips up Leonardo, grabs Raph by the neck, hits Donatello with a sweep, and Mikey's over here trying to pretend like he's sleepwalking just to get hit with a sweep as well. Splinter then asks them why they went above ground, but the whole squad ain't saying a single word, so he decides to send them to the Hashi. Got the whole squad over here in complete destroy. I'm guessing it's the place where he forces them to watch the whole of One Piece. There's no way it can be that bad. We then fast forward to daytime, and April still trying to put the pieces together. She ain't slept a single bit the whole night. Speaking about sleep, I would love to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Manta Sleep, with their state of the art eye masks. I know you guys have been using cheap eye masks that you get off random websites, so I'ma put you guys on game. Manta Sleep is not like any other eye mask company. They done said, nah, I'ma do my own thing. Done created the best eye mask on the planet. The amount of attention to detail they paid is insane. For all my side sleepers, they have unique C-shaped eye cups for side sleep. You can even adjust the width of these eye cups in case you look like Sid the Sloth. And for all my Casanat twins, there's no need to panic. The masks are infinitely adjustable to your head. And they also have such a wide range of eye masks to select from, going from the Manta Sound to the Manta Pro, Manta Silk, Manta Default, Manta Weighted, Manta Cool, Manta Steam, and Manta Kids. You can buy one for the whole family. But that's enough about the features. My personal experience with this company has been amazing. After getting the Manta Sleep Mask Pro Carbon Black, I've worn these every single night to this day. My mom even steals it and wears it sometimes to sleep. That's how good it is. The eye mask completely blocks out all light, allowing you to sleep peacefully. It could be broad daylight, put these on, you ain't seeing a single thing. So if you're watching this right now and are somewhat interested, go down to mantasleep.uk and cop your first step to better sleep. And you guys know I wouldn't leave you hanging like that. Use the code RONAX12 for 10% off. Thank you Manta Sleep for sponsoring me, and let's get back to the video. April's boss then pulls up on her and she just starts spilling the beans. She don't care what they said about finding her. April's with the smoke. She starts telling her boss how there's actually 4 vigilantes and she was face to face with them. So far she's got her boss reeled in, but then she just starts sounding crazy. Started saying that the vigilantes are 6-foot turtles that are ninjas, got fired on the spot. But to me, this boss is truly an idiot. April even shows her that her father experimented on these same 4 turtles. She wasn't even willing to hear her out. Started acting like a teacher catching you in the game. Yeah, just go ahead and turn that off for me. Vernon sees her outside the building, and bro's really a sucker cause he gonna decide to take April all the way to Sax's crib. Bro, she doesn't like you. Someone tell bro he isn't gonna hit. Ain't even doing this in a friend way. He genuinely thinks he's about to get some. Gang, if we're being real, the only person that has a chance is me. But we then cut back to the turtles in the Hashi, and they going through straight up torture, with each of them having to balance in a different way, but so far the squad is holding up. Master Splinter gon' bring out the 99 pizza, a pizza that's only been told in folklore. Guys have only had dreams about this. Got Mikey drooling at the mouth, and to make matters worse, he gon' start reading out the ingredients like he just found the secret formula to the Krabby Patty. He then puts the pizza in Mikey's face and he instantly breaks. I won't even blame him for real. Guys get offered one Big Mac in the interrogation room and start telling the whole story back to front. So Mikey tells Splinter everything that happened, including a bit about April. Got Splinter over here saying his worst fears been realized. He ain't even worried about the squad. He says that April's in danger, telling the turtles to go find her and bring her back. But April then arrives at Sax's house, and Vern is finally starting to realize that he's a simp. Dropping off a girl at another man's house is crazy work. Happens to the best of us. Not me though, stay safe. So April starts to tell Sax about everything that happened, showing him the picture she took while they were running away, which I don't know why she didn't show her boss. Could have saved herself from being fired. Anywho, after seeing this, Sax starts to tell April his whole backstory that no one asked for. He's definitely one of them podcast entrepreneurs that just won't ask you a question with a yes or no. Bro, I asked you what your favorite color is. Why are you telling me where you were born? So Sax tells her that he was born in Japan in a military base in Okinawa, and his father went to Vietnam and didn't come back, but he was way too busy with them ladyboys. But Sax was taken in by a local sensei and was practically raised by him, and way back when there was was a warlord who ruled the land and spread diseases, but a hero was able to create an antidote and save the people of the land, and that's what both Sax and April's father were trying to recreate with the mutagen, and the turtles are now the last of the mutagen. He then gives April his business card telling her to reach out to him anytime they should work together to find them and help the people. So she leaves, and while she's on her computer she gon' get hacked out of nowhere by Donnie telling her to meet her at a spot. And if Donnie was a gooner, bro, this would have been a completely different outcome, but he already knows with great power comes great responsibility. So April then arrives at the spot, the squad pull up on her and immediately put a bag over her head, practically kidnapping her, taking her back to the crib. Got Mikey over here geeked. This the first time a female's been in his house. Like a mum on a Saturday morning, he started blasting music and cleaned the whole house before bringing her here. They then take the bag off her head and she sees Master Splinter just standing there trying to aura farm. He done put on his best fit for this very moment, had the options of a whole 2 outfits. April then pulls up on him and he tells her he's about to reveal the whole story. But first we cut back to Sax and turns out bro's a whole snake. He's working with the Shredder. What? This was the sensei he was talking about earlier, and for some reason, even though he was raised by a karate sensei, he knows zero karate. Brother, what were you doing the whole like 20 years you were in Japan? Anyway, Sax tells Shredder that the turtles are still alive and the mutagen is in them, and turns out they have a plan to take over the whole city using the mutagen. To be honest though, I could tell that he was about to be the villain the second he appeared on screen. It was obvious when he dissed the Foot Clan, they be sliding on anyone who even says their name, and he was walking scotch-free around the street, not even a worry in his mind. Sax then says that April was the one that found the turtles and she'll be the one to take them straight to them. They already started tracking them down through her. Splinter then starts to tell the backstory and the turtles are over here sitting down like he's about to tell them a bedtime story. Splinter starts to say that it was a normal day, but Sax and April's father started to argue and her dad found out who Sax was really working for, so he decided to burn down everything, the whole place down to the ground, so they couldn't use the project for evil. And before Splinter and the turtles could get grilled, April pulls up, saving them, taking them outside and putting them in the sewers. And this is where the mutagen done changed their whole appearance, done gave Splinter the same build as that one werewolf from Harry Potter. So after realizing that he couldn't be a deadbeat, Splinter decided to take in the kids and raise them as his own, and at some point they started to be infatuated by the outside world. All they needed was to see one pic of prime Jessica Alba and knew from that day onwards they needed to reach the outside world. But Splinter knew they were about to be cooked out there. They in a roast battle trying to roast back, talking about some ain't you Nathaniel B?
Get the fuck out of the floor!
So he decided to train them to fend for themselves in case someone tried to run the ones with them. But first, Splinter taught himself the art of martial arts while his sons were over here playing Buck Buck, then taught the turtles as well. And Project Mbappe went crazy. They done picked up on this in seconds, looking like they went Dagestan for 6 months and came back looking like completely different people. So Splinter trained them up until they were ready to become fully fledged ninjas, and their training stopped to the end. So after hearing how she saved them, the whole squad immediately bowed down, except from Raph. He couldn't care any less, would have got out that fire regardless. And we then see Stax giving Shredder his new suit, and this fit goes so incredibly hard. This has to be one of the best cartoon to live action suits we've ever seen. I don't know what they were thinking in 1990, but the fit was not clean, and it's not even like this suit is clunky or stiff. Sax must have added them vegan leather tights underneath cause bro was moving different in them. I'ma just let you guys see it yourself in the fight scene cause bro, he was moving crazy. Splinter then asks April who she told, and she said no one believed her but Eric Stax, and Splinter over here already knows he's cooked. He tells April the truth about Sax, and she also realizes that they cooked, peeping that the card they gave her was a tracker. And at this very moment the Foot Clan soldiers pull up, blasting their way through the door, and Splinter doesn't even waste a second, got straight to work pulling up on 4 Foot Clan soldiers. And I know you guys peeped the pull up then, bro thinks this is an anime, and these guys must not have known taking on any old man in fiction is not a good choice. We kick back, punch to the face, and he takes the rest of them out with ease. Leo and Donnie then wake up, protect themselves with their shelves and start frying the Foot Clan as well. And just peep Mikey blocking the bullets without even looking. Runs towards them, double kick and the last one to the face of the last guy. Leo then tells Raph to get to the fan room to protect it and tells Mikey to get April out of here. But the main man himself pulls up, the final boss, the Shredder, coming out the smoke straight aura farming. He just got his new fully blacked out fit. You already know he had to pull up to the function purely to show it off. He pulls up on Splinter and the face off begins. Got Splinter taking off his new Balenciagas, that's how you know he's getting serious, then picks up a katana off the floor. Shredder then charges in, but just look at how Splinter does him. He ain't even looking in his direction. Got Shredder going outside right now. I thought bro was about to be cold. He leads into a self-taught old man. Raph then pulls up to the fan room, crushing a bunch of soldiers with a giant fan, but gets hit with a bunch of tranquilizer darts and gets trapped underneath a bunch of rubble. And April is over here watching straight hands. Splinter goes in for the front flip attack, but it was a fake kick to the chest. Hits a backwards attack, gets weaved and a sword knocked out of his hand, so he hits a sweep instead. Weave, block and block again mid-air. Shredder pulls up on him, grabs his tail throwing him, but gets hit back with that same tail. He then gonna shoot out a bunch of knives, but Splinter blocks them, going up another level. And Shredder must think he's Thor or something, calling back all of his knives. Splinter had to immediately jump off, dodging everything. They continue squabbling, and as of right now, Shredder is getting their hands given to him. But the plus 10 attributes from the new fit done came in clutch, slamming Splinter onto the ground. Leo peeps this, tries to run over, but gets hit with the meanest sneak attack. This like trying to squabble with a crackhead. He ain't know they had these type of weapons in their inventory. They just pulling stuff out. Shredder then hits Splinter with a knee to the face, going bro looking like a Tom and Jerry episode. Straight lumps on his forehead. Throws him onto the stage like this is WWE and goes to finish the GOB. But April gon' come out of nowhere with the absolute clutch play, stabbing Shredder in the back. I've never seen a person this fearless. Like I said before, April's with the smoke. Shredder goes to murk her, but Splinter pulls up just in time, throwing her out the way. Leo then escapes his jumping, running over to help Splinter, but he gon' close the gate to save them from being mollywopped as well. Splinter then tells them to save themselves, and Shredder gon' jump over and drag bro all the way back onto the platform, throws him into the air and hits him with a right on the way down. There has to be some level of hatred here. He's just playing with his food at this point. Could have ended the fight 10 minutes ago, but the squad manages to pull the gate up. Donnie pushes it up with his staff and they put up on Shredder just to get told to drop their weapons, otherwise Splinter's cooked. And I don't know why they would trust him. Immediately after dropping their weapons, Shredder gon' hit Splinter with a straight right to the chest. He's been trying to murk Splinter for the last 20 minutes. What makes you think he's about to be a man of his words? The soldiers then subdue the turtles, taking them away and putting them in a truck without Raph, thinking he's already been turned into a delicacy in China. But he finally wakes up, coming out the rubble. April pulls up on Splinter, tries to take the boulder off him, and Raph pulls up to help and they take him to a different room, hit him with some bandages, but they can't get him back to full HP. He's stuck at 75. And at the same time this is happening, they get a tracking alert that Donnie put on himself, and Splinter tells him to save the rest of the squad. Raph picks up his brother's weapons and April calls Vern to come pick her up and ends the phone. And he gon' take this as flirting, pulling up right to her. This nigga needs his radar checked. There's no way you're this clueless. This is what having zero motion looks like. She then pulls up on him, telling him to drive her to Sax's crib, and he's trying to rizz up, hitting the Duke Dennis there, until Raph pulls up next to him out of nowhere, telling him to drive. But Vern in complete shock, acting like he just saw the true colors of a light-skinned woman. So he drives to Sax's house and we cut to Sax pulling up on the turtles in their milking machines. And like any villain, he starts to reveal his master plan, saying that he's about to release a bunch of chemical toxins into the city, practically murking everyone, but then become the hero by using a mutagen out of their blood to save the city. And cause of this bravery, the government's about to send him a fat check. So basically this whole plan is to get his money up. This the type of greed the Bible talks about. He's got his own multi-million company but wants to murk everyone to get more. Bro, what you want? And he gon' even use one of his soldiers to demonstrate what he's about to do. Even got the scientist in shock, realizing that they're working for the wrong guy. April, Raph and Vern then pull up to Sax's crib and Raph tells him to ram the gate. And surprisingly, Vern is low-key with the smoke, ramming the gate and hitting a hard left, crashing into a bunch of soldiers. Maybe he and her should make more after all. But the soldiers start shooting at them. Raph jumps out the truck, smashes the gun down and backhand to the face. African parents are watching this talking about some not bad kid. He then tells April and Vern to follow him and Sax decides to take the canister to NY to withdraw the mutagen. Raph pulls up on the squad trying to break the glass but bounces straight back. He pulls out Leo's sword just for the Shredder to pull up right next to him. And bro, he just stays looking clean. I've got to stop the glazing, but bro, sometimes the glaze is necessary. Raph then runs at him just to get grabbed by the neck, dragged back and thrown into concrete, landed on the floor below. And he ain't even giving Raph a chance, jumping down and Raph just going outside. Charging in, hitting the rock for no reason. Weave, block, kick to the face, made him spin about 100 times. Oh no, they got my favorite turtle looking sorry right now. But April then pulls up, Shredder turns around, got Raph thinking he's got an opening. No, clothesline, kick back without even looking. Come on, man. April then runs over to help with the squad and Raph is over here looking like that one kid in the function that just won't leave you alone. April pulls up on Donnie and he tells her to inject them with a bunch of adrenaline, about to have them looking like pets at the exact time you wanna sleep for no reason. So she starts to spam the adrenaline button while Raph is over here getting cooked by Shredder, doing bro like that one Viltrum might did to Mark. But he then leaves after playing with his feet enough and the squad hit the most unnecessary flips out the cages. Been taking notes from Spider-Man, he done backflipped into getting caught. They then pull up on Raph saying that they need to get to Sax's tower to stop bro, but pull up outside to see a bunch of guards pointing the poles at them. The squad cover up and the bullets start to bounce back, got the squad realizing that they're basically Luffy, bullets are bouncing straight off them. So they turn around, give me that, kick in the nuts, block and slam over the head. Yeah, he's done. Bounces the bullets off his chest, 3-piece big chicken, break his arm and a knuckle sandwich, smack to the face, let go of the staff, catch it again and hit the thigh. You have no idea how good Donatello was, oh my gosh. They then hop in the truck, smash through the gate, but the Foot Clan is straight on their tail. And another one gon' pull up in front of them, pulling out a whole bazooka, shooting it straight at the squad. That boy Vern went from a normal life to getting shot at with bazookas, all cause of a girl. Gotta be careful out there, lads. Leo then falls out the V and the truck lands on the edge of the mountain and the Foot Clan rolls up on them again to finish the GOB. So Vern decides to reverse down the mountain. Turns out this route is a whole shortcut. The Foot Clan then pull up on Leo, he jumps getting hit with a car and waits. Not this nigga again, leave me alone. But Leo slides down, pulls out his sword and starts to ski with them, but he gon' get hit with another line full of electricity. They doing Leo wrong this movie with the amount of electrical things he keeps getting hit with. They tryna force the black character powers onto him. So Donnie jumps out, saves Leo and uses his staff to send one of the cars flying. Got bro geeking, this is first time being the cold one. But he then also gets hit with an electrical line, so Mikey pulls out his skateboard going to help his brother. Hitting Buddy with a 2-foot to the chest. Just look at how he bounces back, done broke every single one of his ribs. He then grabs the wheel through the roof, causing it to crash, and you know Raph couldn't miss out on the action, jumping out the truck into a car. He takes out the 2 guys and just for good measure throws one out the truck, and yeah, safe to say Buddy's cooked. April then starts to take a peek outside to take some flicks. Got Vern over here geeked, he's seeing straight cheeks, and because he was so focused on the cheeks, he ends up hitting a pile of snow, causing April to almost fall out the V. But Vern saves them and now there's a whole avalanche coming behind them. D1 athletes would love this, the snow is their favorite place to play. The squad tried to wake up Leo and Donnie says there's a whole cliff coming in about 50 seconds. That boy Leo woke up instantly in a cold sweat, like he just had a dream that he ruined his whole life, had to take a seat real quick, realized that it's all fake. They then go to get April and Vern out the truck, but the the Foot Clan ain't letting them go, hitting Leo with some electricity again. They genuinely might be trying to give bro the default black hero power, but Donnie swings Raph around and throws him straight into the truck, smacking it with his back. And let's just take a minute to appreciate this camera angle. Michael Bay was really cooking with this one. Don't get the hate at all so far. Leo then takes Vern and April out the truck, telling Mikey to grab the wire. He grabs a hold, but there's nothing for him to hold them by, so they fall off the edge regardless. Got Mikey over here tweaking. He done planned the whole memorial session within the space of 2 seconds, just to find out Leo is holding him up by his sword with one arm. So Raph pulls him up and we cut to Shredder uploading the toxin into the tower. The squad then hop in the sewers, going on a water ride all the way back to New York. They pop out the tunnel, the squad go to find Shredder, and April and Vern say they're going to take on Sax. Got Mbappe over here trying to rizz up. I'm actually crying, bro, deadass looks like Mbappe. The squad then hop in the elevator and we get one of the coldest songs of all time. When I tell you I was spamming this song 24/7, I really mean it. I even had this on replay on SoundCloud, it was that tough. They were basically my One Direction. But anyways, they come out the elevator and pull up on the Shredder, and they ain't even cook up a single plan beforehand. Raph just tells Mikey to hit a cowabunga as they charge in, but Shredder hits a double kick and one more to the face of Donnie. Why is everything he does so clean? So now it's just a one-on-one with Leo. He charges in just to get hit with a clothesline, grab onto the floor, steps on his belly, made bro release some wind, and then goes to finish him. Weave blocks, so he just decides to throw him off the building completely, with Leo just about managing to hold on. But got the civilians down below in danger, got a bunch of metal falling down straight towards them. Donnie then tries to run the ones with Shredder, but after seeing bro pull out a metal staff that's practically the same as Darth Maul's lightsaber, he knew he was cooked. They clash, but he gon' punch him off the side of the building. Mikey pulls up next. Shredder grabs his arm, knocks one of the nunchucks out of his hand, throws him over his shoulder off the side of the building as well, with Raph coming last. He grabs the nunchucks out mid-air, sweeps Raph, hits him in the face, sweeps him again, and kicks him off the side of the building as well. Shredder done went 4 for 4, easiest strike of his life. He must have found the secret technique to counter any jumpings. April and Vern then pull up on Sax trying to get the stealth attack, but he done already pulled out the pole on them. They hide, Vern tries to take a peek, and just look at the way Sax is firing the blick. Oh brother, this guy stinks. You was in Japan with a karate master and didn't learn how to fight, brother. At least learn how to hold the pole with correct form. You could have at least held it sideways, I would have been happier with that. We then cut back to Shredder. He pulls up on the squad, dropping Donnie down, but Leo just about manages to catch him on time. But the whole piece of metal holding him up starts to drop as well, and Shredder gon' pull back up to the tower, starting the 5-minute countdown till the toxin is released. The metal then breaks, but Leo throws Donnie, allowing Raph to grab him and throw him back onto the platform, and without any time wasted, the squabbles commence again. Shredder blocks both attacks, backhands of both of their faces, and kicks Leo in the face, and hits a flip for absolutely no reason, just had to maintain the steez. So now he has 2 options, either go after Donnie or Leo, and he decides to pull up on Leo to end him, but Raph pulls up just in time, saving bro. Just look at Leo's face, he knew if that hit him, it would have been game over. Raph then goes into attack, weave, forearm to the face, and throws Leo away by the foot. And I guess bro has a personal vendetta against Leo or something, because he just won't stop coming after him. Coming down with the hammer of doom. Gets blocked, Leo weaves the kick but gets hit with the second one, and Shredder has now had enough of playing with these lames, going back to the machine saying their lesson is over. This what happens when you try to leave the class after the teacher says the bell doesn't dismiss you, I do. But we cut back to Sax and he starts telling April how he done murked her father and blamed it on the fire, bro straight up evil. Vern then runs one way distracting Sax, and April presses this random button. I can't even lie, I have no idea what this is, but it helped, allowing Vern to hit Buddy on the head with a stethoscope, knocking him out. We then pan back over to the Turtles, and after getting their asses handed to them, Mikey comes up with a play to play Buck right now. Leo says that could work, and Raph actually follows the leader, telling Leo to lead the way. They hit the power of friendship pose and pull up on Shredder, with Leo going first. He gets blocked but takes the knee for BLM. Mikey pulls up next and actually manages to hit Shredder with a foot full of dirt to the face. Then Donnie jumping over, hitting him in with a sweep and lost Raph. Jumping on everyone's back, gets launched into the air and hits Shredder with a foot to the chest, sending him off the whole building and hits a cowabunga. Done copied Mikey's whole flow, word for word, bar for bar. And I'm over here thinking that Shredder's cooked. Buddy got hit with like 3 hits and lost. There's no way he's this sorry. And after taking out Sax, turns out Vern was short, but he's over here trying to keep composure, can't let the HUD see you in pain. So he starts telling her to take the mutagen and not worry about him, and that's exactly what she does. He really thought she cared. Donnie then starts to hack into the system to turn off the toxin, and turns out I was completely wrong. The game isn't over at all, cause we done got hit with a God of War scene. Shredder gon' pull back up to the top of the building. He starts to shoot out his knives, but the squad are over here blocking every single one of them, buying Donnie some time to work his magic. He manages to stop the toxin. Shredder peeps this and bro is mad as hell. He just decides to take down the whole tower as a whole. He don't even care about the plan no more. His only mission is to take out the turtles. They don't piss them off that much. The squad then peep the tower falling and pull up underneath it, holding it up. If the container hits the floor, the toxin can still spread about 10 blocks. So Leo says nobody moves no matter what. This the Hashi but in real life. And Shredder gon' pull up in front of them, hitting a model walk, taking aura farming to a whole new level. Gang, what is this? Nah, we ain't doing that. But he pulls up on Leo and hits him with a straight right hook to the body. Same punch that made Ryan Garcia support BLM for the first time. But April pulls up, showing Shredder the mutagen, and the tower falls regardless. And this man Shredder is a straight up menace. I didn't even know this type of ministry was a thing, cause he gon' run full force at April, hitting her with the most disgusting shoulder check I've ever seen, sending her off the building and grabbing the mutagen. Bro's lucky April can hold her own, catching herself. The squad then pull up to save her, but Shredder over here just wants to see her dead, throwing his sword at her, making her fall. I wouldn't even think this is part of the mission, he just don't wanna see her face. But the squad pulls up, grabbing April. Shredder tries to take out Mikey, but he gon' block it, sending the knife straight back at him. April then tells the squad to swing her towards Shredder. Leo throws his sword at Shredder, penetrating him. Pause. They swing April over and she gon' kick his own hand into his eye, causing him to stab himself in the face, let go of the tower and fall to his demise. I don't know how many times I have to reiterate this, but April is really like that. Nancy got some competition. Raph then picks her up, but the tower starts to fall some more. Got the whole squad emotional, thinking this is their last moments. They just start spewing all their secrets, looking like all them American TikTokers when they thought the app was getting banned and lost their whole fan base. Even got Raph emotional, started saying that he loves them so much and the only reason he pushes them so hard is that so they can reach their full potential. Got bro over here crying just to find out they're already on the floor. Had to start faking it like it was dust in his eyes. The crowd then surrounds Shredder, allowing the squad to slip away into the sewers without anyone seeing them. They give spin to the mutagen and it takes him back to 100 HP. Medkit done worked wonders. But we then fast forward to April meeting Vern underneath a bridge, and bro done got a whole new car free of charge from channel 6. He done pulled up on April thinking he's able to bag her now. Bro, money don't on lame guys. But the turtles then pull up to thank them, and Mikey gon' send out a whole missile at his new car, exploding it by accident. He just got that, and Mikey over here couldn't care any less, driving off singing to April. Yeah, we gon' have to run the fade. I won't care how strong you are. Get out of here, buddy. Back up. But this is now officially the end of the movie, and I ain't gonna lie, this was absolute peak. I won't see the hate one bit. Fight scenes peak, characters peak, villain peak. What more could you ask for? The only thing that I could see is that they don't look like teenagers at all. They look like what the seniors looked like when I was still a freshman, but that's about it. I'ma have to give this movie a cool 8.5 out of 10. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this vid. All glory to God, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.